So I guess I'm just going to review Russian movies for a while. This time we have landed on the 1969 film Бриллиантовая рука, or in English, The Diamond Arm, by Leonid Gaiday. Not intentional, just kind of happened. Again, if it was a comedy and filmed during the Soviet era, he was probably there.
I've seen everything you've ever done. Godspell, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes, well, if it was lame and about Jesus, I was there.
I haven't really touched on any of the drama ones yet because those will rip your heart out. And again, like the BBC, we have many of the same recycled actors, even a tie-in to the TV miniseries 12 Chairs, The Vatsat Stuliev, with this version of Ostap Bender being played by Andrei Mironov. Point, I guess. I don't really feel like giving a participation award for these credits because it feels kind of awkward and there's sort of a music box sound, weird noises, yelling, But within the opening credits, we are given this information. Fine, I'll translate. They would like to thank certain parties for the use of real gold and diamonds and also explain that the movie was filmed using a half-hidden camera. First off, doubt. Second of Lama, if you're going to claim that it's filmed with a half-hidden camera, maybe make it look more believable. But even with this rough start, I will grant a participation award in that we are told it is a movie in two parts that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Don't say this channel doesn't provide any culture. The movie starts in a quiet place that is obviously a tourist destination. Since this is a Russian movie, there's a pretty good bet it's Turkey. Think of it as the destination for Russian students for their spring break. See that Mironov's character gets the umbrella and is familiar with the drill for smuggling diamonds into Russia. There is also a ring that is often highlighted. I also want to give a participation award for putting something decent in the universal sewing kit. We also see the family on vacation and are introduced to the father, Simeon, who is clearly clumsy and an awkward turtle. But what's that on the boat? Communist tourists?
Russians. That's right. Russians, Ruskies, communists. Communists. Oh, now you remember.
During the interview, the wife answers everything for the husband, but it is hilarious that he doesn't want to go. The fur coat can wait, but when are you going to see the world? Is this her way of saying she needs a break from this dude? This axolotl has questions. Also, it's not very clear if Gyosha and the other dude are buddies because Mironov is certainly well dressed and is very affectionate. His character is playing a model, so maybe I'm reading too far into this. And as all good comrades do, Simeon and this dude share a cabin together. By day 7, they seem to be chums and we are treated to Russia's version of Dick Van Dyke as he sings about the island of bad luck. Point for dance skills. At the last port of call, we are in Istanbul, and the whole tour crowd is blatantly obvious, so minus a point for sticking out like a sore thumb. You might attract thieves or ladies of the night. Even Simeon almost gets pulled in. The tourists are allowed free time to roam, and we see the Chikanuka, whatever that is, apothecary, and then there is the Russian dub over the Turkish speakers. As with any comedy of errors, the wrong person must get pulled into the shenanigans. So in this case, Simeon accidentally gives the code word. I mean, I feel like the code word should be something you wouldn't accidentally hear, like purple corn cob or tax the rich. The jewels are sewn into one of the cushions of the dining room suite. What? Wrong movie. Oh, right, sorry. They sneak the jewels into the cast that is put on Simeon. But what's that? The real dude shows up. Oh no! The two Turkish men realize they've got the wrong dude. Whilst this is going on, Simeon talks to the captain to cover his butt and is told to keep stringing the jewel smuggler people along until they get back to the homeland. Again, we see this dude, and I'm just going to call him Dr. Claw because it's funny. The government lackeys tell Simeon they're going to keep his cast on as bait, and they want to bring in the higher-ups. So we go back to him and his family, and of course, it is truly not a Soviet apartment, without the busybody touching everything.
Touch. Don't touch.
Look! Dr. Manowar, the guy who got stung by Big Lenny and lived.
And now it only hurts when you touch it.
Touch. Do I have to follow you all day?
Okay, I do love the Jack in the Box. It is pretty dope. His wife Nadia asks him if he saw Sophia Loren and tried Coca-Cola. You know, the normal tourist stuff. As they are sleeping in their apartment, the patio door is open and they hear a car outside. He gets up, has a drink, and the wife wants to know what's going on. But he sucks at lying. I love how Miranov's character tries to sneak in during the middle of the night, and of course there's a cat walking around. He also takes out a pair of scissors, but no points because scissors aren't going to work, and it's just kind of creepy here. We see the apartment where Semyon and his family live, and they are told that the lawn isn't to walk on, it is for aesthetics. So the landlady clearly doesn't have enough to do with her time. We then see an article where the jewels were captured and handed to the government. So how Miranov's character didn't catch this, I don't know. But what of our male model? We see he's dressed like a Russian on vacation and an eye patch for some reason. But he goes and talks over to Semyon and his family, and while that is happening at the same time, he's talking to him about accompanying him to his doctor appointment, and the little kid is putting his little toy full of ice cream, which is foreshadowing that he's going to shoot it at the male model dude. But you know what? Let's go check on that landlady again, because clearly she doesn't have enough to do. She finds it odd that Semyon takes a taxi to the baker because our tenants don't do that. While this is going on, Semyon and the other dude are hanging out at the beach. I got a little confused at this point in the movie, but I kind of also wasn't paying attention, so we're just going to move on. Can we talk about how they're using a sextant for their plans, like, for no real reason? This is basically a step below a slide rule. That thing that helped the US get into space after Russia. Semyon says he doesn't like to drink, which we all know is going to end up being a lie because they went out of their way to make a point of this in the movie. Even with that, how can he afford taxis, the landlady ponders. She's certainly not above scamming her tenants, though, because she buys a bunch of lottery tickets and decides to make her tenants buy them. Then the government agent gives Semyon a shooty bang bang, and Semyon tells him that he actually hasn't held one since the war, and he was also told it's filled with blanks. Remember that for later, comrades. So our two main characters go to eat at the Weeping Willow and imbibe several drinks. Lesson to the wise, don't mix vodka and cognac. This doesn't seem to be a good idea. Then there's this weird moment where Miranov's character bites the other dude's cast. They're both clearly over the limit, and then the duck ordered comes out. Apparently you have to prep your own meal. But whatever. But ATB, is there anything in this movie I should be aware of? Glad you asked, random comrade.
На поляне траву зайцев в полночь косили и при этом напевали странные слова. А нам все равно, пусть боимся мы волка и сову. Дело есть у нас в самый жуткий час. Мы волшебную косим трын-траву.
To that I say, the song about the rabbits that translates to "We couldn't care less." His performance gets the attention of the patrons. There's the usual drunk and clumsy antics, and eventually he does get home, and then the landlady starts poking around again and poking the proverbial bear's wife, suggesting that he's having an affair. His wife Nadia finds the gun in the desk in the library, but it's not the correct one, so the game of Clue is still afoot.
No warrant!
In the morning, he tells Nadia what happened, and she understandably doesn't really believe him because who the hell would? But I do love this part, quote, "Only aristocrats and degenerates drink in the morning." Nadia tells him that he must go to the police. Ever the pot stirrer, Miss Landlady hangs a sign saying that Semyon is a drunkard and degenerate. Right, because that really makes a person want to change instead of doubling down, but whatever. So the pot stirrers see our hero at the hotel and pick up the piece of paper he dropped that gives Anna's name and that she is in room 327. The hotel reeks of the 70s and I love it. There's kind of a funny, awkward moment in the car where one of the henchmen says that, quote, "There is no husband that has longed to be a bachelor for over an hour." Okay. Anna is clearly the honeypot and sings this catchy little tango. Point, I guess, for making sure he'll definitely get knocked out with the amount she put in his drink.
Now, a clever man would put the poison into his own goblet because he would know that only a great fool would reach for what he was given. I'm not a great fool, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. But you must have known I was not a great fool. You would have counted on it, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
Even though our hero knows not to get involved in a land war in Asia, a great fool only takes the wine that is given to him, and since he has taken the wine offered to him, he is clearly a great fool. It is kind of funny when the button from her clothes creates this bullet effect. Point. But hey, it looks like the meds are kicking in right at an inopportune time, and in his subdued state, he's in sort of this weird fog, but in the morning he wakes up, and the house is empty with a note from his wife Nadia that says she saw his secret mission and she will take care of the divorce formalities. But then there is the government comrade telling him that he is still on the case, Gumshoe.
The warrant!
And they are trying to get the bigger fish. The landlady starts this whole tizzy about putting Semyonov on trial for 10 years because he pretended to be a trustworthy man. I kind of hate her character. Oh, it looks like the cast will come off soon, and wouldn't you know it, Mironov's character is totally willing to go help him with that pesky thing. Even though he leaves in the wrong taxi, he does end up going toward the destination, sort of. And can we talk about this awesome little old lady? She managed to remember all the details, the time, the license plate. Damn, never underestimate the elderly. We watch the journey as they go through the Russian countryside and dirt roads. Not to mention we pass the male model on the side of the road dressed as an old lady with a stroller. This seems to be the signal, and then there also is the police helicopter overhead as they're in the woods. But we go back to our hero, who has been taken to a car mechanic shop, and we get the usual entertaining antics. And apparently, we can't split the movie in even parts because now we're in the last 5 minutes, and we get the card that says we're in part 2. The hell? Not only that, we get a random synopsis of part 1 because clearly some of us weren't paying attention. I know I wasn't. Remember Mr. Claw and the Shing Sparkle Sparkle ring? We find out that he's the driver of the red car that just happens to find our hero. Anyways, in the middle of the two struggling, he tells Mr. Claw that the police already have the jewels, and they had them like forever ago, so this whole thing is pointless. And just about this time, the police in the helicopter just happen to see all of this kerfuffle in the woods. So they literally pick up the car and kind of have a whole chitty chitty bang bang moment thing. And then this dude just jumps out of the trunk and isn't dead.
He died? And this is supposed to be a kid's movie.
Despite this, the movie does end on a good note, and he's back with his family, although this time his foot is broken. All's well that ends well. The credits go through all the actors, nothing too exciting. The movie gets a total of 10 participation awards. It's okay, worth a watch at least, but nothing really pulled me in to watch it again. Thanks for making it this far. Like, subscribe for more mediocrity. Till next time, my young larvae axolotls.
Don't think I'm unaware of the fact that Kevin McDonald, or should I say, Ivan Chovsky, is one of you.
А нам все равно, пусть боимся мы волка и сову. Дело есть у нас в самый жуткий час, мы волшебную косим трын траву.